Thanks for tuning in to this segment from our recent presentation, 10 Questions I Wish I'd Asked My Lawyer, where Larry will answer the question, how do I know if I botched my business setup? What do I do to fix it now? Thanks for viewing.
Well, off of that topic onto business and contract topics.
I got all the great topics.
Yeah. Sadly, a fair amount of the work we see in this area is for clients asking us to fix the messes they got themselves into. What are we seeing commonly there? Why is that the theme? Well, one of the refrains we hear is, well, I saved a lot of money by using that online service. And while, to be sure, there are probably some pretty good forms and online services that provide some legal documents, and some people can probably use them effectively. Many others are overlooking things they're not legally trained to see, details that will have or could have a significant impact on their business later on. So virtually every client who's come to us to straighten out the mess they got into will say it wasn't worth the time and money they spent for the form document in the first place. Here's another one we hear in one form or another. My brother's golf buddy said I should form a corporation. Well, choosing the right type of business entity is very important. And while the advice of family and friends can be certainly helpful, it may not be the best way to go about your affairs without getting some good input from a tax accountant and a lawyer. For example, to form a corporation might not at all be the best choice of business entity. Maybe a limited liability company was the better choice for a particular business. And one's got to look at the advantages and disadvantages beforehand to realize that. And here's one we hear quite a bit, even still today. Don't worry about it. I'll take care of all the annual filings and the minutes and all of the other things I need to do that you tell me I need to do to keep my company up to date. Well, many of you know well, and others probably suspect, our legal services aren't free. So there's a lot of clients that don't take us up on our offers to sign them up for like an annual maintenance program where we'll take care of their business entities, we'll file their annual filings, we'll take care of their minutes. So they say they'll do it on their own. And what we find out very frequently is we get a notification from the Secretary of State's office. The company has been dissolved. Why? Neglected to pay an annual $50 filing fee for the last 3 years. Things that simple can cause a significant, and if the company's dissolved, that business is in trouble if it were to have a suit against it. Next slide. There are a number of different entity types you would consider at the outset of forming a business, from partnerships to a corporation, maybe a limited liability company. The proper structure is going to take into account a litany of issues. First of all, liability protection is almost always on the forefront of our clients' minds. Tax planning is a critical factor. Who's involved in the ownership group of the business? What are the future capital requirements of the business? Those are just a few of the considerations to set up a business at the start. Let me give you an example of something with some pre-planning we would do where we don't have this opportunity necessarily after the fact. Many business startups might generate operating losses at the beginning stages of the business. As a result of that, we may, with some opportunity to give input on the structure, we might suggest a business entity that offers a pass-through of its its income or losses, in this case losses, back to the owners so that the owner can enjoy the benefit of tax losses on his or her personal tax return for the startup period of the business. Well, that opportunity is lost if the brother's golf buddy said set up a corporation and the corporation is not one that flows through the losses. That same flow-through entity, maybe a limited liability company with partnership tax characteristics, that can be converted later into a corporation if that makes the most sense for that business. Now, do you think the do-it-yourself kits do a good job of explaining this type of planning opportunity? Of course not. They don't do much explaining at all. They'll just allow for the on-the-cheap formation. George. We hope you enjoyed that video segment. Other questions that were answered at a recent workshop can be located on our website at our Education and Resources page. Our website address is www.MendenFreiman.com.
For additional information about these topics or our firm, please contact us through our website or call our office at 770-379-1450. We look forward to hearing from you.